The beauty of revenge.
On this day, then King of England, Ethelred, ordered the death of all Danes that lived on English land.
What?
It is unknown exactly how many had lost their lives that day, but among the people who had perished was
Is that Shaggy?
Genhild, the sister of Sweyn Forkbeard. And this dude was not someone to be stepped on. Bro was a Viking warrior. He pressed his dad so bad his dad fled to Germany. And he basically at the time just helped another dude take over Norway. Not the best person to have a bad relationship with. So when he heard his sister got clipped by the king, he did not take it lightly. In retaliation to this, he and his crew went on a pillaging spree, attacking with no mercy, making the locals submit to him, pressing the king more than ever. Eventually he makes it to London, where the king at, and Forkbeard looking for all the smoke. But the king is like, nah, I'm not going out like this, and brings out Thorkel. Yeah, the dude from Vinland Saga.
What type of history lesson did I just jump into? Oh my lord. Okay. Let me turn on my historic mind.
Him and Thorkel put up a decent fight, but it wasn't good enough. With the willpower of dead sister on his side, Forkbeard's drive towards vengeance was just too strong.
Okay.
The Danes win the battle. Ethelred and his family is exiled, and Forkbeard becomes the new King of England.
Okay, he sound kind of raw.
For about 3 weeks, then he fell off his horse and died. Or
what?
Something. But for those...
Okay, I was about to say he's kind of raw, but then again, like, you have to put in perspective, they're taking over England. It's not a feat. I could send a random 5th grader, they can go take over England, okay? Like, what? That's not a feat, so I didn't think it was that impressive, to be honest.
Those 3 weeks when he successfully avenged his sister's death, I bet it felt euphoric. Oh my God. In life, we're taught 2 things. Never use the holes you find in bathrooms, and that forgiveness is a major key to finding happiness.
I was never told the first thing. Is that why I got bumps on it?
I mean, why else is there so many stories with there are no winners in revenge and you will get nothing out of it as their message? Being the bigger person and moving on from whatever or whoever caused your past problems. And that's a very noble thing to do, don't get me wrong. But sometimes it's just not it. Sometimes revenge is the answer. I have to say, there are some cases that require you to throw hands. If somebody spit on you, throw hands. If somebody step on your shoes, throw hands. If somebody shove you and your phone battery falls out in front of all the hoes, air the bitch out. Revenge isn't always a bad thing, but it's not always necessary. I mean, sure, there are those few cases where someone cuts you off at the freeway. Am I really going to get my revenge by cutting them off?
No, because it's gonna end with both y'all getting in a wreck. One of y'all gonna have a broken arm, and guess what? Y'all both are gonna be in jail. You know what I'm saying? If someone's reckless on the road, don't be reckless bad, because they have nothing to lose. They're in a 3,000-pound piece of metal acting reckless. They don't care about their life, so don't let them take yours.
Am I that petty? Hell yeah! What you thought this was? I can't be caught looking like a grasshopper in the highway. The hoes are there too. There's also large cases where someone shaboogles your entire family. And clan, everybody dead. You think I would want to resolve it in a one-on-one discussion? No, absolutely not! Nuts are being kicked! Indian burns will be delivered! That's the way it is. And that's cool. You are simply treating that person the way they treated you. I hate how since we were young, that it had been bad for us to fight back. Like,
I've never, I mean, maybe teachers taught that. I was never taught that by my mom. Bad to fight back? Since who? Since when? Who was taught that? I wasn't. The media trying to teach me that, but the media's wrong, okay? I believe my mother over the media personally.
Like how at school, a dude could take your lunch money, take your phone, take your swag, take your dignity. And the moment you fight back and the teacher catches on, y'all both the bad guys, and y'all both get suspended the same amount of days.
That's true.
And the cherry on top, after it's all said and done, the administrator makes you both, you and Dragon Breath, apologize to each other. What do you mean? You did nothing wrong. All you did was retaliate to them being a jerk. Yet the school wants you guys to make up like it's Barney? Nah, between both of y'all, the beef is for life. Even if you see them 20 years from now at a Walmart, it's on site. In fact,
I've held a grudge for somebody for a couple of years over something petty, over something stupid. I remember it was like 4th grade, man. Everything mattered to me, man. And the thing that mattered the most was being a line leader. I had to wait patiently. I've been waiting diligently this whole school year so I could finally be line leader, man. I go up to be line leader and there's just someone in the back of the line talking about something. Hey, you suck at being line leader. Hated that man going into high school. I didn't forgive him until sophomore year. It stuck with me. Cause what do you mean I suck at being line leader? And we're both black. There's only 3 of us in the class. Why you have so much self-hate in your heart? That's neither here nor there.
What you did was a reasonable response. Fighting bad, so. You ever thought about joining a club? Bitch, is an after-school club gonna give me my lunch money back? No.
What?
So the only other sense of satisfaction I can get is by beating it. And people like them need it as a learning lesson so they don't become those super annoying adults that go up to you while you walking your dog and start petting them like, who are you? And if that's too harsh for you, some people say success is the best revenge. And whoever came up with that will spit in the truth. But only if my op is failing. If they're winning while I'm winning, then I'm not really winning.
No.
I'm still losing.
Y'all, exactly. Y'all still both. You're still down. You're not up on them. If you're not up, then you're losing. Point blank period.
I feel like I'm winning. My wins gotta be astronomically higher
True.
than theirs.
True.
Oh, you just got accepted to Harvard? Well, I'm president, and I just signed a bill forcing you to pay 100% income tax every year, and if you don't, it's life in prison. It feels good to win. You see how beneficial revenge can be to the human spirit? It can uplift, it can enlighten, but more importantly, it's fun. And it's equally as fun to spectate. There's nothing more entertaining than people settling their beefs by publicly trying to embarrass each other. That is why rap beef is some of the best stuff that we turned into our amusement, spawning some of the most intense rivalries in history. You thought North and South Korea were on bad terms? You weren't there for Shakespeare versus Marlowe, bro.
Me personally, I just feel like if North Korea and South Korea hate each other so much, how are y'all still beside each other? You imagine the person you hate is literally in the other room. Get out!
In hip-hop, they don't do no petty shit like threatening nuclear war. They write each other poems. Very mean ones. These are diss tracks, and rappers do it all the time. In fact, musicians in general do this a lot, dissing their opposition or competition in their own songs. And diss tracks could be about anybody. Sometimes it could be about a basketball player you just hate to see play. I get it. Sometimes it could be diss tracks against your own band members, and you guys perform it live without them knowing it's about them.
That's next level shady. What do you mean about your own band members? And staring them down after singing it is also crazy. Who did that? They deserve a gold medal. Is that Toby McGuire? Is that Fred?
Back for a diss track. And that's why I love them. There's a sort of competitiveness.
Where is Fred?
However, most of the time when it doesn't end with someone getting canceled or dead, most of the time the beefs usually have anticlimactic endings.
True.
Like an artist starting a beef by releasing a diss track against someone, and the other person either ignores it or releases something else that is just not even worth the buzz.
Yeah, that can be whack. I think Eminem, Michael Jackson, he didn't respond to Eminem when Eminem dissed him. Michael Jackson instead like bought the rights to the song that Eminem made. That was a diss track. That was probably the rawest thing I've ever seen. He didn't respond, he bought the song. Just all the rights to it. That's crazy.
Example, that Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion beef that lasted like 3 days. Megan dropping his, obliterating Nicki with that Megan's Law line alone. Then Nicki goes on Instagram Live talking nonsense, then releases her diss track against Megan, Bigfoot. And I'm gonna lie, this was pretty good. I love the way the diss track sounds like a first draft. I love how she sounds like she's brainstorming comebacks to say on the track itself. I love how this sounds like a demo. I love how none of the diss lyrics hit. Greatest diss ever, 10 out of 10. Megan didn't even have to drop a track in the response, cause why would you even need to respond to this, bro? In my opinion, Nicki already lost when she married this dude. And public interest for the beef just ended like that. Not too climactic of an ending. But wait.
Isn't there something going on with Nicki's brothers too? Let's look up Nicki Minaj's brother. Okay, is facing 15 years to life in prison. The brother of rap star Nicki Minaj has been convicted for predatory sexual assault after being charged with repeatedly raping his 11-year-old stepdaughter at their Long Island home. I knew he did things, but I didn't know exactly what he did.
In interviews about her own diss track, Megan says this.
Now, I haven't heard the record yet. Are you saying names?
I'm saying a hit dog gon' holler, that's it.
God damn, so it's multiple people.
Yeah, whoever feel it, feel it.
So she's dissing someone else too. And when looking into the lyrics, she's dissing another man a lot.
Oh,
and
who?
the man I believe
Drake?
she's dissing is known for getting BBLs.
BBL Drizzy.
You see, I've been hating on Drake a lot in the past, but I feel like most of it was unwarranted. Like my Certified Boy Lover vid, I listened to like 4 or 5 songs on that album and I was like, that's it. Lesbian? Alright. And then I just made the vid. I just wanted to hate. Do I regret my actions?
No.
No, but the opinions of that video came from an unreliable source. And I've learned from that. Now for this video, I did my extensive research.
Lofi?
So I can hate more accurately. If you've been anywhere on the internet within the past week, you might have seen people discussing the feud between one of the greatest rappers, lyricists, poets, scientists, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, like y'all have to understand when it comes to artistry, the level of artistry just, it goes like this, right? You have Mozart, you feel me? You have Mozart, a ginormous gap. You have Michael Jackson, Prince. Right? And a little more gap, and then you have Kendrick Lamar. That's how it goes. Mozart, ginormous gap. Do not miss out on the ginormous gap. Michael Jackson, Prince, Kendrick Lamar. Remember, bookmark it.
And a Canadian. Nah, but for real, these two are the biggest rappers in the world right now.
Yeah.
Well, outside of Miles, of course. You also might have heard that they aren't the best of friends with each other, and that's what I'm here for today.
I'm honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. After like listening to the beef, listening to all the diss tracks and whatnot, I really don't think Kendrick Lamar likes Drake. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, if he hates the way that he walks. I don't know if he hates the way that he talks. I don't even know if he hates the way that he dresses. It's just something about Drake. He just hate him. Like Kendrick might just hate the women that he has sex with, that Drake has sex with. Like, I don't know.
No, everyone has probably already heard every opinion that someone could have on this topic, because literally this has been the only thing that's been on my FYP for the past like 2 weeks. I'm pretty late to the party. My bad. My ass thought another diss track was gonna come, but at this point,
me too.
It's over. I've been waiting for this day, but I gotta hold it in. I'll wait till the end. Because I wanted to go through the entire timeline of these two dudes' relationship.
Okay.
Sneak disses and their beef throughout the years. And the timeline starts at 2011 when Take Care was released. 13 years this timeline goes back to. From 2011 all the way to right now. The first time the two collabed together was for Drake's song Buried Alive Interlude. The year after, Lamar was an opening act during Drake's and A$AP Rocky's Club Paradise tour. That same year, they had 2 more songs together, A$AP Rocky's Problems and Kendrick's Poetic Justice. From an outside perspective, based on the amount of collabs these two were doing, these guys seem like the goodest of buddies.
Looks like the best of pals. Why do so many people fall out of with Drake? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like Drake does a lot for artists, but they end up falling out with them. Like, do the artists use Drake, or does Drake provide the artist a reason to leave them alone?
Until they weren't. Kendrick dropped his verse on Big Sean's Control, basically saying, I want to murder all of you. Love you though. Drake took this the wrong way and thought it was a genuine attack. Then he seemingly sneak disses Kendrick on the track The Language from Nothing Was the Same. Although Birdman, Drake's dad at the top, disses Kendrick on the track The Language.
Someone just talking that BS. Man, someone just gave you the runaround. What does that mean?
Language from Nothing Was the Same. Although Birdman, Drake's dad at the time, said the diss wasn't towards Lamar, Kendrick knew what was up. He then proceeded to diss Drake for real in his iconic Bet 2013 Cypher, which dropped the next month. There were a few other suspected sneak disses here and there, but in November of 2014, during a Days Digital interview, Kendrick was finally asked about the beef between him and Drake. And Kendrick's like, oh, nah, we cool. Huh? Well, I guess if Kendrick says they're good,
it's all over.
It must be good. The beef is over.
Yep.
Way to go, guys. I guess love conquers all after all. Yeah.
Wait. You going too fast. 2015. Stop comparing Drake to me too. He don't write his own raps. That's why he ain't tweet my album, because we found out. Okay, Meek Mill.
C-tier.
Meek Mill. Anything Meek Mill does trends, and is always for the wrong reason, bro.
Rapper Meek Mill claims that Drake got ghostwriters and he don't write his own stuff, calling him out for being a phony. By the way, the ghostwriter in question was Quentin Miller, and his side of the story makes me sad a little bit, but it's too off track. Now, how does this correlate to Kendrick and them's beef? Well, because a few months earlier, Kendrick dropped To Pimp a Butterfly, and on the track King Kunta, Kendrick disses rappers that use ghostwriters. Now, some might say this may be a coincidence. Except it
It's
ain't, 'cause
not no
Drake dropped
coincidence.
his best project. If you're reading this, it's too late a month before. Sneak dissing a whole bunch of people, including Mia Khalifa. Not even lying. And out of those,
What? Yo, what? What? Aimed at me. Oh, women alter my messages like we have words and stories about my life. Hit the net like a bad serve. Okay, he dealt with groupie worm. Okay, there's definitely more context that I do not understand about this. But one thing I know about Drake doesn't like people. You know, when Kendrick said Drake doesn't like women, he might be onto something, cause they just be catching random strays. Like Serena Williams, like why did she get a stray? Did Serena ever say anything about Drake? Why did Drake go after Serena husband? I don't know, bro.
and out of those people, of course, K-Dot was one of them. Probably, maybe. It's speculation. Sneak dissing is not concrete evidence, man. But I guess Kendrick took it personally, because he proceeds to sneak diss Drake for the next 8 years? Dang, Kendrick must be overly dedicated. Fuck y'all too, lame ass nigga. Okay, I know I haven't made it to the modern day yet, but if you listen back to what he's released during this time, a lot of song lyrics can be
Stop playing with me before I put you into a song. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises.
interpreted as him dissing Drake. And yeah, some might think, bro, not everything a Drake diss. He most likely don't like a few other rappers in the industry.
That is
neither.
true.
And that would be true if it was, but it ain't. The Heart
What?
Part 4 is definitely about Drake. I remember people back then were saying, oh, it's about Big Sean. Remember Control? He's
That's what
dissing
I
Big
heard
Sean.
too.
Really?
That's all. That's what I heard too.
Look at these lyrics, bro. Look.
Okay, don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth on you. My fans can't wait for me to sung your punk and crush your whole little I'll big pun your punk. You a scared little tiptoeing around my name. Brother, you lame. And when I get at you, homie, don't tell me you was just playing. This could have been someone from Compton that we don't know about.
Oh, has a vendetta against Drake, and he wasn't afraid of him to know it. Drake also, during this period of time, has a few speculated sneak disses, but Drake was mostly busy with someone else during this time.
Rihanna?
He had other problems to deal with. Drake.
Oh, Pusha T,
for
my
all the
fault.
dogs. First-person shooter, J. Cole. He casually drops a verse about the big three, saying him, Drake, and Kendrick were it. I don't know where Naruto fits in this, but one of y'all gotta bounce. This line,
What?
that wasn't even a diss. It's more of an appreciation than anything to Kendrick. But this verse, at the time, was unknowingly the start of the calm before the earthquakes, because Kendrick responded to it, and he did not agree. Future and Metro Boomin dropped their album, We Don't Trust You, which
Yeah.
was basically a diss album towards Drake. No filter, no sneak dissing. They made it well aware that is about him. They even had some big names on there.
I want to know why they don't trust him. Like Metro Boomin came out and said that I can't even tell the people what you did to me, Drake, but just know that we not cool. What did Metro? What did he do? What's going on? I think you either say it or keep your mouth shut. That's how I personally feel.
They're like Travis, Cardi, The Weeknd, and Rick Ross, I guess. But the one who stole the show is easy. Kendrick.
What up, Reddit?
He did not pull his punches. Bro was dissing circles around both Drake and Cole. His wordplay was crazy. Say it's a lot of goofies with a check, I mean, Did not help Cole or Drake in the slightest that this song got mad popular on TikTok, getting it to #1 on the Billboard.
Yeah.
Drake was getting pressed. But before he could retaliate, J. Cole came to
He
his
saved the
rescue.
day. Like Superman.
Damn, his diss sucked. Bro was talking some nonsense that I don't even think he believed himself. Saying Kendrick fell off and said To Pimp a Butterfly was boring? This guy criticizing niggas for being boring? He averaging one hard verse every 30 months or something. Nigga, you too. Like, come on. All right, I don't want to trash on him no more like that.
That's cap though, because Kendrick really do be disappearing. J. Cole got some hard verses, okay, within the last year. Okay, let's get that straight first.
Because 2 days later, after releasing his diss track,
He
bro
took that thing
apologized.
right back.
How many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a microphone?
People clown on him for this, and it do look bad for him or anybody to diss someone just to backtrack immediately.
You look like The
But
Weeknd,
I
low
think
key.
it's a
I
sign
didn't
of
notice
maturity.
that.
Cole didn't want to make the diss in the first place, but with this pressure from fans and media, he probably felt like he had to. J. Cole seems like the guy who don't want beef with no one. He a neutral soul. He's the Sweden of rap. And I honestly have
Yeah,
nothing...
like it was a mature move, but like rap isn't about maturity. That's why he got clowned. What are you bringing maturity to rap for? There's not maturity over here. Nothing.
But respect for him for that. Remember when I said Cole backtracking showed his maturity? Yeah, Drake don't really know what that word means. Cause on April 19th, 2 weeks later, Drake responds back with push-ups. Drake's comeback to Like That. The cover making fun of Kendrick's shoe size. The title making fun of this video of Kendrick, I think. Okay. And honestly, on release, I didn't think it was that bad. You bite your tongue. Nah, let me specify. Only on release. I know, me defending a Drake diss track against my GOAT Kendrick that I accidentally fall on my head? Well, not recently, but let me speak. There are some lines in the track that made me think, okay, he low-key slid on that. Combined with his flow sounding strong and kind of hard with an infectious beat with some decent one-liners, like, bro, I won't lie. This was kind of a catchy track. Do I think it's better than Like That? Hell no! Like That is a great song. But if there were no other diss tracks released from either side after push-ups, I honestly think Drake wouldn't get that much dirt thrown at him. Like That is the
that obviously
better and more popular song. But let's be honest, it's not like Kendrick said anything too crazy.
Honestly, yeah.
Other than an extra,
I didn't even think Like That was crazy enough to even respond to, like to make a full-blown track about. To be honest, I don't know, maybe I'm tweaking. But I didn't think it was that deep.
Have it get in the way of saying F you. This diss track alone wouldn't hurt Drake's career. That's the job for the ones after. But yeah, Drake could have easily came back from this if he ain't dropped another diss track.
A 2-pack of ass.
Yeah, the AI one. Tailor-Made Freestyle, the second diss track Drake released on the same day.
It was so unnecessary.
It was leaked first, but most likely on purpose, just so Drake could see the opinions of his fans thinking, do they like this? And when he saw a majority of his fans liked it, he drops the tape on the same day. But that's just my theory. I low-key don't even want to break this track down. It's just dumb. Like, people low-key think that Drake was playing a mind game with this AI diss track. Like, oh, Kendrick is hearing his idols talking shit about him, criticizing him. Bro, you're typing words on a computer. How is this like psychologically threatening?
I think what was crazy about it is that he got a Snoop Dogg AI and Snoop Dogg is alive. I think that's like that part doesn't make sense to me. Why do you need Snoop Dogg? That man's alive and well.
Kendrick at all. There's also Snoop Dogg's AI voice in the diss track. Now, I don't know how to feel about Snoop Dogg letting this happen. Maybe he's smart. Maybe he heard Drake's idea. He's like, dang, that sound ass. Go for it. Drake shot himself in the foot with this track. And he has the nerve to try to press Kendrick, like saying, oh, you ain't gonna drop nothing. You don't want to take the spotlight from Mommy Taylor, do you? So you're not gonna do anything. So go ahead. I know you won't say something. Go ahead. Say something. Days pass by.
Didn't he also on Taylor Made, he said something about like listening to Joe Budden's podcast, so he's gonna talk about him being a pedo. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like I'm calling out, you're gonna call me a pedo, but he's like, I'm gonna say you're gonna call me a pedo before you actually do it. That's crazy to say.
And there's no tracks till the very last day of the month. On a Tuesday morning, I open up IG, I see a post, and I get morning wood instantly.
What? Oh.
It's happening.
Euphoria?
Kendrick responded with his track, Euphoria. When I heard the opening to this track, I thought this dude was gonna diss Drake in a calmly whispering manner to death. And I was all here for it. And then the beat switched. And I was like, what? Bro, this song and diss track is amazing. It's better than any diss track that Drake has ever released. One thing that I love about Kendrick, he's the real deal lyrical, spiritual, miracle master. Dude is destroying Drake on this hard beat, saying disses that even Gumball himself couldn't think of. Like some of these lyrics be crazy. He exposing Drake send a cease and desist over the song Like That.
Cease and desist and light right. I messed up. We're moving on.
That he's Canadian. This guy is exposing Drake for everything. And when he's not exposing him, he's making fun of him. He dissing the way he talks, the way he walks, the way he dresses. Yeah, Drake fans still trying to hate, like, well, like, shut your bitch. And in the record, Kendrick also says, you don't want to respond back, bro. You don't want this smoke. Implying that he got more things to expose him for. And we do see that later. And everyone loved it. We were like, dang, Kendrick really did his thing. He
gave him a round of applause.
Get off that nigga dick.
And then he drops another one. May 3rd, 9 a.m., 6:16 in LA drops. There's so many hidden meanings to the title and cover of this track, but those are not too important. Well, the cover is, but I'll get to that later. The important stuff are the lyrics. Short answer, Kendrick is basically saying, yo, your friends, they ain't your friends. In fact, they working for me. Huh? He also mentions hiding behind Twitter bots, which is actually true. On some Twitter polls, Drake would get an overwhelming amount of votes and weird quote tweets defending him. It's obviously bots though. Like, look at this poll.
Pick one, Not Like Us, The Heart Part 6. 30,000 votes. Okay. That's a crazy ratio. Especially when one of the songs went #1, that is a nasty ratio.
However, at the same time, Drake might not even be behind this. It could just
True.
be a crazy
It could
fan
literally
making a
be
bunch of
anybody.
bots try to defend their king.
It literally can be
Overall,
anybody.
This track was a continuation of Euphoria, saying he got ears on the street and Drake should be worried. The cover alone was a warning, but we all know Drake. He always tries to have the last laugh. Drake drops Family Matters the same night as 616, and it was basically a diss towards everybody that took shots at him. He took shots at A$AP Rocky, who dissed him in Show of Hands on We Don't Trust You Too, which that album wasn't as hard, but A$AP's song was a highlight. This is the Weeknd too, cause he's still butthurt he didn't sign to his OVHO label. That doesn't give any of their artists any long-term success or promotion, cause Drake signs these people not to help their career, but to use them for his own music. But that's just a theory. Dissed his own crew, cause apparently he didn't trust them neither. Even J. Cole caught a stray. Like, I thought this dude left a beat. Damn, neither of them like you. And of course, throwing shots at Kendrick. Now, there are a few claims on here that stand out. Saying that Kendrick was responsible for Tupac's family's estate, taking down the AI diss track.
Yep. Then you have beating his wife,
which thank God. Also claiming he was a wife beater. Now this was news to me. So on May 3rd, 2014, Kendrick performed at the Hard Rock Hotel in Vegas for a rehab event. There's like no articles from that time talking about this incident, but I think a security guard accused Kendrick of beating up a woman during an after party. Bro, I could barely find any evidence of this concert even happening, let alone any evidence of accusations.
They said that they tried to cover up what is it called? Something management team covered it up. I can't even remember what they called it though.
Any supposed victim. This just seemed like a story I'd see on Media Takeout. There's nothing supporting this. Then he lies again with a claim that Dave
Crisis
Free,
management,
former Top Dog Entertainment president and Kendrick's childhood friend, was the father of Kendrick's kid because he left a heart under a pic of Kendrick's wife and kid's post. And also she don't follow Kendrick on Insta. Bro is reaching for the stars for this.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, you know, y'all ever have a friend like you and your significant other's picture with a kid? That's not your kid, bro. I hate to break it to you. That baby is not yours.
How does one come to this conclusion? He also says that Kendrick hasn't gotten married yet because he knows what type of woman he likes, implying he's a if it ain't snowing, I ain't going kind of guy, which I guess would make sense for Kendrick's character, but for real, it's just dumb. Drake comes again with another doodle pile of a track. And the thing is, the track sounds hard. The beat and flow are cool, but if you actually listen to what he's saying about Kendrick, he's speaking nonsense. There's like no actual substance to the lyrics. The only line that I think is kind of good is, you write about F the big three, it's only Big D. And it's video proof. But yeah, that
line was hilarious. Kendrick just opened his mouth, give him a Grammy. That line was also hilarious. He had some funny lines in there, but there wasn't nothing deep cutting towards Kendrick in there that had anything to back it up anyways. But anyway,
the track is worse than Push-Ups, but better than the AI diss track.
That's crazy because what I've heard is that Family Matters is one of the best diss tracks of all time. Everyone's saying that Family Matters is the best diss track that Drake has put out. So you putting it behind Push-Ups is, I honestly thought that diss track was weak. If we were talking about just straight Kendrick versus Drake, that diss track was weak to me. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It was kind of weak, but
I would say Drake fans went crazy over this. They're like, oh my god, this is so good. Kendrick hits woman.
I'm not gonna lie, because when I was listening to the track, I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm here for Kendrick versus Drake. I don't care about how you feel about A$AP. I don't care about how you feel about Rick Ross, The Weeknd. You're not focused on the right thing right now, and that's kind of what sums up the beef. Drake wasn't focused. He wanted to throw shots at everyone. We don't care about what you, honestly, you couldn't have said nothing about A$AP, no one would care. You could have not said anything about Rick Ross, literally no one would care. The Weeknd, maybe 3 people would care. You know, Metro Booming, the only people you should have been responding to, honestly, is Kendrick and Metro Booming. Those are the only people anyone would have cared about. Everyone else is, they're not irrelevant, but we don't care to see you diss them.
Mother's Day is around the corner. What a revelation. They felt like they succeeded. They won the beef. They felt pure joy. For about 10 seconds. Because 45 minutes later, Drake's murder is made public.
Dun, 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 dun,
Kendrick drops Meet the Grams minutes after Family Matters. And on this track, Kendrick bodies Drake in supervillain levels of ways. First of all, the beat of this track even sounds like a supervillain's theme music.
Yeah.
And this eerie piano loop is playing while Kendrick is calmly rapping over and lyrically dissecting and breaking down this man's horrible alleged things he's done.
Yeah.
Starting the track with a letter to Adonis, his son, telling his own son that he's a horrible father. He let T.I.'s homie piss on his leg in 2010, and that he could be his new mentor since his own dad ain't teaching him squat. Oh my God. Imagine someone telling this to your son in a song. Even if I was a deadbeat dad, I wouldn't let anyone else know. That's crazy. Also saying don't pay to play with them Brazilians, get a gym membership, which references Drake's supposed BBL. Most people don't know where Drake's BBL accusation comes from.
Yeah, like where does it come from? Where'd the fake abs thing come from too?
Let me explain. Back in 2016, when Joe Budden and Drake were beefing, Joe Budden accused Drake of removing fat from his stomach to get abs. This type of surgery is called abdominal etching, which is fake abs. And there were some photos from back then that people found sus. The BBL part of it is just a funny joke.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't think anyone was actually talking about his butt. That's what I was thinking. I thought it was all like a play on the fake abs, but I was talking to some people and they actually thought they were talking about his butt. And I think I realized I'm surrounded by too many stupid people, so I have to move away because, you know.
Because usually when you get a BBL, the doctors usually remove the fat from the stomach to put it in the butt. But they're really accusing him for having fake abs. In the second verse, he starts writing a letter to his mom and pops. This dude getting personal, telling them he's a sick man with sick thoughts and he should be in a cell with
He told his dad that he's a terrible he's a terrible father. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is so crazy, bro. He's just directly to his dad like, hey, you did a terrible job. Insanity.
Harvey Weinstein, which no one would want to be. The biggest accusation of all being he and his crew are predators. This is what got people talking the most. And he's been
No, it's not. The daughters what got them talking the most.
of this many times in the past. And some of his homies too. This was all public information. Alleged public information. I ain't trying to get sued. Further digging on this accusation, saying, I've been in this industry 12 years. I'm gonna tell y'all one secret. It's some weird going on and some of these artists be here to police it.
Yeah.
They be streamlining victims all inside of their home and calling them tender. Then leak videos of themselves to further push their agendas.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of celebrity and political news throughout the years. If this info is true, I'm sadly wouldn't be surprised by it. These are like already crazy accusations. And remember, Kendrick is telling all this to his mom. Then the very next verse,
Yeah, that man Kendrick's not even talking to us. He's talking straight to the parents.
he dedicates it to Drake's daughter? What? All right, when I heard this, I went to researching, analyzing this verse immediately. Hours upon hours of searching, trying to find out what this verse
can't find
really
nothing
meant.
about no daughter,
and for
though.
like 3 hours of this research, I was convinced Drake had not a daughter, but a son. Another one! I was geeking when I found this info. I thought I had Pusha T this level of evidence. But I'm gonna save you the internet detective journey and say everything I found was most likely lies.
Yeah.
All those hours digging down the
Just
toilet.
wasted your
I've
time,
even seen
man.
some popular TikToks talking about it. I'm not gonna go in depth with what I found. All I'm gonna say is Papi Chulo. I do think the verse implies he has more
does that
illegitimate children, though. I mean, we do know he be messing around a lot, so.
What about that one? There was a stripper who went on a radio show, and she said that she had a baby by Drake, and she's like, I know who I had unprotected sex with, but there's nothing to back that up. Her child does look like Drake though. Like that's probably who he's referring to, the son. That child they do share the same facial features.
Oh, it wouldn't be too out there. And the final verse being the nail in the coffin, Kendrick basically saying, you did this to yourself. You called out my fam, so I had to stoop even lower. From the start, he been telling him, don't tell no lie on me, and I won't tell truths about you. Ending the track with, F a rap battle, this a life battle with yourself.
That that line is hard. F a rap battle, this is a long life battle with yourself. That right there, you can't tell me Drake didn't listen to this and didn't feel anything. There's not a single soul I believe on this earth who would be able to listen to a track if it like with this type of design and not feel nothing. Like I just
wow, This is the
He'll pretend like he's just like, Crody, listen to this track right here. Yeah, this little jokester right here. Crody, do some ad-libs for me, Crody. Like you didn't do that, Drake. That hurt. Trust.
type of diss track you can't come back from. You would just have to lay down and reflect on your life actions.
Why is his butt so big?
Every line in this track is just aimed directly at Drake's soul, each shot as destroying as the next, making me think this is one of the best diss tracks of all time. Hell, it's even on par with Fleetwood Mac's. Everybody was going crazy over this, saying it's over for Drake. Bro finna disappear and start a new life at the Turks. But before that, little did we know, Kendrick was not done playing with his carcass just yet. Cause the very next day, he drops another one.
The pedo anthem itself. The pedo anthem.
I see dead people.
Hide the Bible of God watching.
Not like us. Kendrick's fourth diss track drops the next day out of nowhere. People already thought he won with Meet the Grams, but dropping this was like Kendrick showing up at Drake's funeral and blowing up the casket just to make sure he dead. Cause this track is a bop. He don't even expose nothing crazy on this track that he hasn't already said before. Bro just clowning them in the catchiest way possible. Got everyone in the world yelling, OB ho! Catchy hook, catchy one-liners, and saying Drake a weirdo. This might be the greatest song of all time. And one of the smartest choices Kendrick did for this during this entire beef was making both this song and Meet the Grams copyright free. So the popularity of this track was inevitable. A mainstream sounding Kendrick song that is free to use in any aspect? You know everyone gonna take advantage of that. You hear it on YouTube, at clubs, you
TikTok.
hear it watching the NBA.
Oh, at the NBA is so crazy. Hearing the Not Like Us theme while watching TNT and Shaq and Chuck, whatchamacallit talking, they talk about some don't put us in the middle of a beef. Why am I watching the NBA and there's a pedo anthem in my ear? That's just so insane, bro.
Into this song, that's how you know it's fire. It was over. Even if the accusations of Drake aren't true, having a song hit #1 in the world that is an anthem about you being a predator will forever leave a stain on your legacy.
The thing is, like, I don't think anyone would like look at Drake a different way if he sued for defamation for being called a pedo, because like the #1 song in the world is someone calling you a pedo. I wouldn't look at him no different. I know street rules are different. I'm a suburban kid. Some people are saying that he wouldn't do that because that would require the police to dig more into him, and if they dig him more, they'd find more things and yada yada yada.
No matter who you are, Drake never gonna escape this, no matter how hard he tries. But even after all this, Drake does try to. And his response to these tracks are just tragic.
We gotta definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids, it's no good diddling kids.
Drake drops his response to Heart Part 6, and dude was playing defense the whole track, basically saying, if I did it, where the evidence?
Pretty much.
Count. Even bringing up Millie Bobby Brown.
You know what's crazy? Him bringing up Millie Bobby Brown was insane to me, because when I think of Drake and the accusations, I think of the video of him on stage. I don't think about Millie Bobby Brown. So I think him bringing up Millie specifically was very interesting.
Which I'm still shocked he even brought her up. Like, why? Nobody said her name, bro. You bringing her up makes you look more suspicious. He also accuses Kendrick of being when he was young because of his track Mother I Sober.
No, and then he was like, at the beginning of the song, he's like, I knew you were gonna come with the Epstein angle. What? First off, he called you Harvey Weinstein, I'm pretty sure. So those are two completely different people. Epstein had the children on the island. Harvey Weinstein, I'm pretty sure, was a sex trafficker, right? So they're slightly different. I mean, not that big of a difference, but slightly different.
And on the track, Kendrick talks about the traumas it could have on someone. Not only is dumb and horrible, because the track Drake is referring to is not about Kendrick, but Kendrick's mother, who had suffered from Kendrick's own cousin when she was younger, which I guess flew over Drake's head. Plus, even if it was true, which is not, what kind of diss is that? You were molested! Like, what? That's horrible. And the final thing that really fumbled Drake was when he was like, bro, I got no daughter.
Don't play that clip of the Ravens fumbling on the 1 yard line, bro. You don't piss me off, bro. I thought I recovered from it, bro. Oh my God, I'm pissed off just thinking about it again. Oh my.
Your moles all work for me, and they gave you that info to make you look dumb. You hired his mole just to tell him that? What a waste. That's not the gotcha you thought it was, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, if you hired a mole to get information, bro, like, everyone's like, you should have recorded it, have some proof of it, because you post on Instagram a lot. So if you post it on Instagram all the time, you might as well post some proof that you have or whatnot.
The line aged even worse with time, because a few days later, the Riddler drops an expose of all the items shown on the cover of Meet the Grams, blatantly exposing that what Drake said was a lie. And let me explain this vid real quick, because I feel like most people don't even understand what they're looking at.
I didn't understand what I was looking at when I saw it either.
Most of the items are what I assume are Drake's clothes, jewelry store receipts. I cannot pronounce the word jewelry. But the main thing I noticed was the box of Ozempic prescribed to Drake. Now, what is Ozempic? It's a medicine to treat adults with type 2 diabetes. And when I found this out, I swear to God, my naive ass thought, yo, Drake got diabetes? This the tabloid of the century. Why no one else talking about it? Come to realize people also use it to lose weight, although it's strongly not recommended to. Many people would rather take the risk of getting thyroid cancer to keep the slim, thick build, especially Drake. The Mo also shows prescribed Adderall and Zolpidem, which is a medicine for helping you sleep. It's also sometimes used as a date drug, which I know some people would want me to point out, but I honestly think he's actually using it to fall asleep. Not gonna lie, because I would lose sleep too if I had an audition like this. Also, the tweet the Mo posted was attached with security cam footage of Drake, his security guard, and that dude from that DJ Khaled meme.
I love that. I appreciate that.
What the hell is he doing here? And the Mo says on the tweet, Drake and academics got until May 13th to drop all claims that Kendrick stole or legal action will come.
But he never took action.
The Mo has posted moving footage of the CCTV confirming that they do got actual evidence that can support whatever he was doing this day. Making all of us wonder, what did Drake and Baby Stroller Guy do on this day? And why is it important?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like what?
I've seen many things.
I'm like, he's showing the clip, but I don't understand what I'm supposed to gain from it. Like, okay, they were together, interesting duo. Where's the gotcha? Like, I don't even think dude is suing them.
In my life, I've seen kangaroos versus man, kangaroos versus cars, kangaroos versus kangaroos. I like kangaroos. But out of all the crazy things I've seen, Kendrick and Drake's rap beef is one of the craziest and most entertaining thing I've seen in a long time. Kendrick is just winning at life while Drake is posting these memes on his Instagram story, acting like, oh, I'm gonna press the red button. Bro, it's over. I love seeing both fan bases participating and trying to take the other one down, especially on Twitter, to the point that
Twitter
people are bringing
crazy.
up old Metro booming tweets, making Metro grooming a trend. And some of these tweets are wild, but he was like 16 to 21 when he tweeted these, and I'm not the type to bash someone for old tweets. I've said
but 16 to 21 is insanity.
Things and
I actually have one question. Baka does have like a really weird case, and I'm just wondering why he's around. Baka has a very weird case. I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. That's all I want. That's the only question I really want answered. You know what I'm saying?
Jokes too in my past that sometimes still be haunting me. People try digging for other tweets from anybody who was related to the beef, like Drake and Kendrick. But Drake ain't really have anything, and Kendrick's old tweets were just like, I'm about to go to Best Buy. So Drake fans hit a dead end. The only tweets to come out of this beef that stood out to me were the Ruby Rose ones.
Yeah, because everyone started talking about, oh, Ruby Rose was with this, that, and the third when she was a minor. I'm just like, what? I'm sitting here like, why was Ruby Rose that big in the first place? Like I don't even know who is Ruby Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my first thought. Like I know Ruby Rose now, but I don't even know why I know who that is. Like I don't know why I know her.
I was not even a part of this, but some of these old tweets do make some rappers look concerning.
Well, because there are rumors about you and various famous men. Travis Scott.
When I was younger. Oh wait, actually I shouldn't do this.
She was 21 when she said this, by the way. And they left all that in. They left the I should not do this part in. That is so nasty.
Do this game.
That's 2014. How old was she in 2014? Travis Scott was 23. Ruby Rose was... Oh, they must have been in Colorado. Me and Soulja Boy has history, no lie. Sometimes you have to lie about your age when it comes to NFL players. Such a crazy thing to say. The game just DM'd me on Insta. Is like, what is the, like, and that's what's confusing me. Like, why does all these people know her? Is her mom or dad famous? And if that's the case, why aren't they regulating who's hitting her? I don't know. Yep.
You're a victim.
Kendrick Lamar and Drake's beef, I believe, will go down as one of the most iconic things to happen in hip-hop history. The sheer number of diss tracks dropping from both sides, the years
in the span of a month,
it's like nothing I've seen before in this genre.
In the span of a month.
Rap is my favorite genre of music. You can't find this kind of entertainment nowhere else. And it feels even better when the side you've been rooting on from the start wins. I feel like I've talked about everything I was itching to say about this topic. But I have one more thing to mention.
What's up?
If this beef taught me anything,
what did it teach you?
I learned this. No matter what you do,
no
matter
how
hard it gets, never stop hating. Never stop hating. Even if it looks like they're winning. Even when you're on the losing end of the stick. That doesn't mean you're incompetent. That just means you're not hating enough. Always hate your ops. Even if they did nothing wrong to you, you hate them for a reason, right?
I completely forgot this whole video title was The Beauty of Revenge.
So keep hating. Always be a hater. Because when you eventually get your dub, you will experience what the beauty of revenge truly means.
What a masterpiece, man.
In conclusion,
what?
Kendrick won.
You a poopy
that was
you a poopy pants. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Kendrick, let me do my dance. I said you a poopy pants, you a poopy pants.
Nah, like he was right. You know, Kendrick negged. One thing this video didn't really get to was why Baka has this weird case and why is Baka still around. But besides that, you know, we're straight.